Welcome back on this beautiful Friday afternoon across central Indiana, specifically here in Greenfield, where we are for our Wish You Were Here series. We have a Beatles cover band getting ready for tonight's summer concert. An all-out good time here.
They got the food, they got the drinks, they got great weather, so come out, meet the team, or stick with us here on air. Someone now joining us is Marissa Purcell, the curator of the Riley Boyhood Home and Museum. Now, the thing is, when you come into Greenfield, at least how I drove in from Indianapolis, it's one of the first things you see right at the edge of downtown. It's such a great welcome into the community because it's right around historic homes, goes into the nice downtown. Now, who is James Whitcomb Riley, and what is his significance?
So James Whitcomb Riley was known as the Hoosier poet. He was very famous back in the late 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s for his he had what he was called dialect poetry, and it became so popular that everybody across the nation ended up knowing it. School kids would actually get his birthday off. It was a national holiday. Everybody knew it. You had high schools around the country that were named after him. So popular that Woodrow Wilson actually submitted a condolence to the family when he passed away. He was a big deal. I often tell people who visit the home that he was as famous as Taylor Swift is today. That people knew about him.
Yeah.
He was really famous for his time.
That's a strong statement.
Yeah, where's we need a new equivalent of Swifties for all the Riley heads out there.
There were a lot of Rileys. In fact, there are a lot of Rileys out there.
You know, and you mentioned the dialect poetry, which was popular with children at the time. So is this almost his work a great way to also introduce children to poetry and literature?
It is. It's also a great performance poetry for people to listen to his works because it was meant to be said out loud. So when you hear it, like Little Orphan Annie and When the Frost is on the Pumpkin, you're able to kind of envision yourself back to those times and places. So it kind of transports the listener to where he wanted to take you. So when you hear it performed, it was meant to be performed.
Very nice.
That's cool.
Marissa, tell us a little bit about the museum, the hours, and what maybe folks can see when they come on over.
So the museum hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Last tour starts at 3. We will give you a tour through the museum as well as the home. We'll give you a background on the Riley family, James Whitcomb Riley, as he was when he was growing up there, and to his adult years, because this house actually doesn't focus on his childhood, but his adulthood as well. So we kind of travel through his life and time, and what made James Whitcomb Riley, and what helped inspire that poetry.
And there's also an event space part of it too as well, right?
Yeah, so Elizabeth Ann's Kitchen is our rental space. We rent it out to different people in the area, so there's it's available to be rented. It's $200 plus tax to rent. We have a lot of different like graduation open houses, weddings, baby showers, bridal showers, and that's open for the public.
You know, and if you were hosting an event around here, that would kind of be a perfect spot. I mean, just from driving through the area, whether you're coming as a visitor or renting it out, because then it's right by the park here, it's right by the downtown. It's a lovely area. You know, Riley, I understand, he was also not just notable in his own right, he also knew Indiana's only president as well. They were good friends.
He actually wrote a piece of poetry and wrote his eulogy when he passed away. So Benjamin Harris and he were really good friends.
I thought that was notable just because this week it was Benjamin Harrison's birthday. We were doing stories as well from their birthplace. We got a lot of history going around here.
About 30 seconds left, Marissa. You have an event coming up. You have the festival, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
So we're open extended hours during Riley Festival, which is happening October 1st through the 5th. And then we have our Jack-O-Lantern Festival happening the end of October. So that'll be October 25th through the 31st.
Thank you so much, Marissa. I can't wait for that. That sounds like a great time. She's the curator of the Riley Boyhood Home and Museum here in Greenfield.
Yeah, very cool. Marissa, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Stick with us here on Wish TV. Much more to come on this Friday afternoon as we wish you were here live from Greenfield. We'll be right back.